Okay, yesterday I did another video about black people rise up, and I touched a bit on religion. But some things over the I haven't realized now that I know a little more or much more about who I am or who we are as a human race, and the teachings of Jesus from a metaphysical standpoint. I realized that children don't like going to church, but you find the parents try to ingrain the whole aspect of going to church, and then it create that habit. And it said the religion said, give me the first 6 years of a child's life and that child will be mine. There's a reason, because in those first 6 years, that's when a child is actually downloading a lot of information, so they could brainwash that child however they want. But here's the thing, our black people again like going to church, and you always find in the poorest areas or the most undeveloped areas, you find a lot of churches, all kind of religions. But then you go into some rich neighborhood. So far I don't think the rich neighborhoods I drive throughout the US, and the places that I go, I see that look like rich neighborhoods, I don't see not one church. Not one church. So is there something to that? Or maybe I'm just not seeing or not recognizing, or maybe the churches themselves look like so good, like houses, that I don't even know is a church that there. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is, you find that those black people that consider they are Christians, they want to die by the church. They want to live by the church. Everything is about the church. I'm a Christian. How can you be a Christian and Christianity is trying to be like Christ? So if you say I am a Christian, then which means you have already reached, let's just put it, Christ consciousness. You are like Jesus Christ. And if you say yes you are you showing the level of love and compassion to everybody like Jesus Christ did? No, I doubt. But here's the other thing that bugs me. So I remember going to church, and my mom and in all other families, black families, they talk about this 10% thing you had to give of your money to the church. What they call it, tithe. I think that is total BS. Let me say the word bullshit because it's my video. Okay? So 10% you have to give to the church, right? You don't even know how you're going to feed your children for the rest of the week, but you have to give 10% of the little money that you make or somebody give you. You want to put it in the church. Now, you know one thing, I've seen so many pastors, priests come, they get rich, and then you know what, in all those years, let's just say 10 years, you have been putting, let's just say $50 every week, every Sunday. You know how much money that is? Now just imagine a congregation of like 50 to 100 or even 1,000 people in those big old churches or stadiums or whatever, however they put it. You know the amount of money those churches making? And then what? In them 10 years, you are still poor. You're still struggling. When you need medication, you go and ask the church for any money? Do they give you anything? Do anybody come to your home anyway and see your struggles and try to help? Now, don't get me wrong. I have heard of some churches and stuff that do help. But when I look at in the poor communities, like what I see in the Caribbean and stuff like that, or even in the US, in the poor areas, you don't get no help. Somebody just come and say, I'm a pastor, and then they start preaching for you. They know the Bible. What? Because you read the Bible from front to back, you think you can come and tell me about God? No, I don't want anybody to come and tell me about God, because God is within me. God, I am a piece of God. So if you come and tell me, come and tell me more about how I can show or present my magnificence, which is what God is. How I can express more love or be love and show compassion to everyone. That is the best thing I see. Because if not, it doesn't make sense. Let me have my own God experience. Let me have my own experiences, and then I could probably share it with someone if they want to know. But you see, reading the Bible and they come and tell you, come on, the Bible was written how many thousands of years ago? And then we still on the Bible. I'm not saying that the Bible is not good, but come on, the Bible is not even correct. Even they still printing out new versions of the Bible, which means it's constantly being translated, constantly being edited. After all, you know, a lot of the stories in the Bible, like if I'm not wrong, Peter was, or Thomas, whichever one it was, I think was writing letters to his friends and it became a gospel, or one of them. It's like, and then it has some valuable information in it, but they took out some of the information, some of the sentences they took out to keep you in fear. How can a religion make you fear God? And then their favorite thing is, I am a God-fearing woman. I hate to hear women say that. God is love. How can you fear love? How can you fear thyself, which you are a piece of God? That doesn't make sense to me. God-fearing man, God-fearing woman. What God going to do? Gonna smite you? Give you a big slap? Stab you with a knife? No, come on. You're a piece of God. God do not destroy itself. You know, let me give you an analogy of God so you could see if it makes sense. So you take 1,000,000 candles. You put that 1,000,000 candle together, they're all lit. From a distance, you're gonna see one light. That's God. Every individual candle is every single thing and every human, animal, tree, whatever you want to call it, in the universe, or every alien, whatever. Let's just go into our own galaxy, our own universe. That's God. So tell me why God would want to destroy one of those candles, which is it. Let's just say one of that candle is God's too, if you want, because we like to personify God, make God look like he's a human, or it is a human, or she is a human, or whatever it is. What, God would just so destroy the two? Now come on, that doesn't make sense. So people, what I'm trying to say is, look within. God is within you, in your DNA. You see, scientists and religion, they don't try to tell you about those things, but they know it. They know it. Question any one of them about the 23 pairs of chromosomes you have, which is actually 24, and they tell you, science also tell you that 90% of your DNA is junk. How can it be junk? It is quantum. We haven't reached that quantum mind yet, so we do not understand. So we think it is junk, but now they're coming to realize there is more to it. And that quantumness is where you find the piece of God in you. You understand? Have you ever read the 12 layers of the DNA by Cryon? People, read more than the Bible. There are other literatures. God can inspire anyone to write a book, to write an article, which can become gospel. I remember when I listened to Neil Donald Walsh, when he wrote, or let's say when he channeled conversations with God. In this trilogy, there was nothing in it that made it look like God would smite people. God would come with a big sword and do this and do that. If you don't obey God, God is going to do you this and God is going to do you that. That doesn't even sound like a God. The religions themselves tell you that God loves you. So what I'm saying, black people and minorities, where you have all those churches, it's time for you to rise up against it. Now I'll give you a little bit of information, you know, because that has been going on for years and years and years. And we're going to talk about the mark of the beast, 666. You see, the mark of the beast. Now, here's something, and just pay attention a bit, because we're going into numerology a bit. Now, just pay attention. You have 12 layers of DNA. There are 12 layers, right? Of the DNA. 12. Now let's do some maths. So when you add layer 1, layer 2, layer 3 together, 1 plus 2 plus 3, what you get? You get a 6, right? Because 3 and 2, 5 and 1, 6. So that's a 6. Then you go 4, 5 and 6, right? 6 and 4 will give you 10, right? And 5 is 15. Then you add the 5 and the 1, which makes 6, because in numerology you have to bring that number down to a single number, except if it is a master number. And master numbers are like 11, 22, 43, 44 and so on, right? You don't reduce those numbers. Well, anyway, so we have 1, 2 and 3. When you add them up, you get 6. Then you have 4, 5 and 6. When you add it up, you still get 6. Now you have 7, 8 and 9. You add it up, what you get? You still get a 6. Do the maths. Get the calculator out. Do the maths. You get 6. So now you have 6, 6, 6. Now you go tell me, oh, what happened to 10, 11, 12? It doesn't come down to 6. Yes and no. So here in the DNA, you already have the 666, which I consider the mark of the beast, right? But here's that. The 10, 11, 12, when you add it up, what you get? You get 33. Now you want to say, oh, so 3 and 3 is 6. But remember, yes, you can do that. And you say, oh, but that's 4 6s. But remember what I said. You do not reduce master numbers, which are double numbers. 33 in numerology is represented as compassion. You understand what I'm saying? Compassion. So now you have 666 and compassion right in your DNA. So what does that tell you? Is it something that religion don't want you to know, that they are scared of you being enlightened? Something to think about. Don't let them fool you with this old devil bullshit, like the English say, bollocks. Don't let them fool you, because when you start getting to know, gain the knowledge, you ask any ancient, the Hindus, you ask them what they do with the information that they know. They'll tell you that they studied, because they studied, they want to know how to use the information, which is about yourself, your DNA, the God within you. That is what the whole religion is about, is studying. You see, but now you have the Christianity. Oh, now here's something, another little thing. You realize that the whole Christianity thing, the Catholics and whatever you want to call them, you realize Jesus was a Jew. You know that, right? Another thing too, you have Christianity, all those Romans and so on, they were how it started. You look at the history of religion when it comes to Christianity, you realize they were the ones that created or started terrorism. They were the ones that used to burn people at the stakes. For those esoteric people, or what you want to consider the witches and the psychics and whatnot, they used to burn them at the stakes because they didn't follow their doctrine. You understand? They used to feed babies to dogs. But yet still, they are there. They are the ones brainwashing you, keep you on a certain level. So they could make money off you. 2, so they have control over you all the time. And 3, to prevent you from being enlightened. Know thyself. You all should know that simple thing. Know thyself. You don't need religion, you don't need church, you don't need God, you don't need religion, you don't need church, and you don't need Jesus per se. But you need yourself. That's what Jesus was trying to show you, was trying to tell you. You can do as I do and even do more. He said that. Believe in thyself, people. You are more powerful than you think. Start to awaken. Get out of this religious thing and stop giving religion your money. If you want to help somebody in society, donate some money to some charity, or help some, you see somebody needs some money, some shoes or something, help them out. If you want to take 10%, take 10% and say you're going to help people out with 10% of that money. Don't go and give it to religion and make them get rich. And what? You still there, poor? Help the beggar at the side of the road. That'll be much better. But anyway, I've rumbled on for too long. But you know, these are just things. I'm just talking about my thoughts. I hope I don't step on anybody's toes, which I know I will. Especially those. Oh, and remember, I had to say this thing. I remember a Jehovah Witness once came to me, and I was talking to her. You know my metaphysical points, and she came, and I asked her a question. I said, "Do you believe there is a planet out there called heaven?" And she said, "Yes." I was flabbergasted. I was shocked. I was surprised to hear that. And I said to her, "You need to read your Bible." I said, "Read it." It said, "Heaven is within you." I'm not even a religious man. I can't even tell you. I can't even quote anything from the Bible, all them verses and so on. But I know my stuff. I know the truth, you know. But find out the truth for yourself. All right, find it out. Get the information, because life is about information. That's why they tell you in your DNA. Your DNA has so much information. There isn't a supercomputer on this earth that could store all the information that is in your DNA. Go figure. Anyway, I'm out. Master Lee, signing out.